does look like a pistol round is on the way, doesn't it?
It's got a feel.
It feels like that's coming at any moment.
Which is completely okay, because I am completely ready to handle. We're going to be jumping into this pistol round action right now. NRG taking on eUnited. Looks like the B presence was just a little bit of a thwart here. Working their way out middle, Jason.
Yeah, and so far, there's the first little amount of defense. Daps at the door, and Daps is getting 2 headshots, so everything's all topsy-turvy, Trace.
Everything has actually spun around on its head right now. Vanity and Moose left 2 versus 3 here. Have one player there inside of the site. Vanity taking a fight on his own in middle. It's not going to prove to have any fruition. In the meantime, Moose doing just what he can to hold on to this site, but the bomb is down in one of the most inadvantageous places it could be, Jason.
The bomb hit the floor first. It's been on the ground for the majority of this round once the T's made their play, and that's going to be the pistol round. And with the end of that pistol round, we do indeed also have your commentators here.
Which is a weird phenomenon, but we have brought them in. We do have Topical and E-Mode. They're not late. They just they're on time.
Fashionably on time.
Right, exactly that. I bet you guys have never done an opening segment and opened it right into the pistol round.
Oh, I have.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm Topical, joining me is Evan, and we're here for the second round.
On time.
Right. Exactly when, what is it?
A wizard never arrives late. He arrives
right.
exactly when he wants to.
It's an interesting setup. Force buy for eUnited on the second round. Double scouts. There's a scout on the other side for NRG as well, but considering they have the automatic weapons, I'm going to give that edge to them right now.
And by the looks of this round right now, we are going to see a slower pace coming out from the eUnited side. Food right now creeping out towards middle, just trying to make something happen for his team. And there we have Daps awaiting this push from the NRG side. Tarek as well, he's going to pick up the first kill onto Food. Not going to actually pick up the second as he plays a more passive angle. And Cooper falls back into the middle area.
Yeah, that was actually quite brave from eUnited. That was very dry through mid doors, just to put a scout down there. I know Food's super quick, but when you're up against NRG, it's going to be crazy. And over the top, Ethan just sneakily climbs his way up over the top of that and gets that second kill, rather. So NRG is starting off really well, considering they've only taken 1 scout shot after all this harassment, and there's just shy of a minute on the clock. The bomb's getting recovered. Marky was retreating, and he's been spotted that he was retreating, but I don't think NRG know exactly where that bomb location is. Their default right now is probably going to look more or less the same when the rifle rounds do come in. You have 2 players to A, 2 players to B, and then that 1 player that's responsible for mid. That's Tarek right now. He's still down here in the CT side of things.
It does look like eUnited want to favor that mid to B split here. Tarek camping in CT spawn. He is going to be smoked off here. That's going to give a little bit of attention to the B guys to come and look towards middle, but eUnited actually pulling the bomb back, going towards Catwalk as Moose falls. He's trying to lurk in that smoke. This should be a pretty standard hold as Cirque, he's going to pick up 1. Second, no. Cooper with some great deagling. Tarek comes in to finish it up.
Yeah, very slow and methodical from eUnited. The mid to B attempt right there was fine and dandy, but when you're running mid to B, you're going to expect to lose a player or 2 going that direction, especially when you know that the CTs have CT spawn control still. They smoked that off and they sacrificed the body, and it may have just been an attempt to draw some attention towards that B site, maybe keep Tarek down in CT while the 2 players came around Catwalk to get a bomb plant, but it did not net that. Instead, eUnited actually purchasing, again, Food has a scout here one more time, and NRG still holding on to the same cards they had in the previous round. This time, though, a little bit more aggressive. We see Ethan coming in through the lower tunnels. Daps starting to ping across a couple players with a grenade, and Fox, of all things, takes a couple dink shots, gets a kill, but that's one of the first few kills we've seen so far into the favor of eUnited. Now it's time for them to get rifles.
Yeah, and the only reason we're seeing rifles come in this late is because eUnited forced up on that second round after the pistol loss, unable to get anything off of that. They had to full save in the prior round, where we saw NRG get very aggressive towards lower B and middle. But now we do move into gun rounds, as you just mentioned, Dallas, and eUnited, well, Cooper's got the op, Vanity with a Galil. Let's see what they can do here.
The first op shots ring out. Cooper firing through the smoke. Fast play for A as Moose now jumps into the pit. He sees the players retreating. That should be an easy one. Breeze almost able to sneak out of that. Tarek, luckily, trying to give Breeze some cover fire, will just peek back out and get a trade right there. And that, I didn't think that any trade would have happened at that point. eUnited was so fast out of those doors that it seemed like NRG was just trying to retreat and recuperate themselves. But a 1-for-1 trade, eUnited are going to be relatively happy with that.
Yeah, this is a great default to start. They've taken long control, but look at this. Daps is pushed through the B tunnels right now. Food might actually spot him out here. We do see Food looking for that information, but no, Food falls back. So Daps knows now. B tunnels is clear. He's going to get his team to rotate over. So we have 3 NRG players sitting towards that A area right now as eUnited regrouping towards long. Should be hitting it any moment.
Well, if there's a temporary weakness to long right now, you got players from NRG that are swinging around and getting on catwalk right now, and Ethan will posture himself for point-blank range. He'll be smoked off. And NRG, I think, would just be wise right now to settle in for the long haul.
Oh.
Markey, a little bit backstabbing going on against Food. That's not going to help things out. Still a 3-at-3 right now. Bomb will be planted. Jumping. Ethan with the SMG has some extra accuracy in there for that. Bomb is stuck down, but Cooper is going to have a hard time defending this one, especially when Daps, I believe, is coming around through the long doors. So he knows that he's been flanked, and he's going to try and...
That was great.
Couldn't even put a round down range. Gets a lucky shot there, though.
Oh, and Daps is able to take down Cooper at the end. Does he recover the AWP? No, he's unable to do so, but that was great from Daps. He's going to hold Cooper at that long area. Actually smokes off the long corner, so Cooper can't even look into the site with his op, so that was a great little play from him out of that.
That's great thinking, actually.
Yeah, honestly, that whole round, Daps was doing a lot. From the aggression from B tunnels to even the post-plant scenario. That was great. Also, Cirque staying alive at the elbow, waited for the bomb plant. Nice round out of NRG.
Yep. And they still hold the commanding lead. Considering this is a T-sided map, NRG are already stacking up some good numbers. eUnited have 1 scope on the field. That's Vanity's Krieg. And we've seen NRG showing a lot of aggression at the B tunnels. So far, eUnited have not been able to stop that, and because of that, NRG abuse it, and they've used that to good success to get some early kills, get some long flanks, get some map control, which postures their players successfully at the A site. So eUnited are going to try and stop that up by keeping a little bit more presence here in the tunnels on the beginning of this round.
All right, by the looks of it right now, eUnited, they've taken mid-control. They've drifted through the B tunnels right now. Does look like they're going to start looking out towards middle to start this round. Maybe get some entries here as they smoke off CT spawn.
Possible mid to B play. Daps is going to be currently isolated, defending this angle. Cirque was at CT, but he's now waltzed his way all the way back towards the A site as eUnited try and take some cat control. Quite possibly the most critical point. Any strategy revolves around having cat control, especially on the T side, but the smokes are about to be executed.
It does look like eUnited's favoring a 5-man cat hit, which is a bold decision. It's going to be interesting to see how Cirque and Tarek actually deal with this here as this execute begins to develop.
Cirque stands, takes down Food. He's been the first casualty of war quite some time. And Cirque swings out wide. Vanity was able to jump off the catwalk and get down and in there. Tarek now back at Goose, finds yet another kill, and he still has support all the way towards the pit. Vanity is alone, keeping his head on a swivel right now, but the bomb has been forfeit to the site. And with only 10 seconds left, he was trying to evacuate that area to hold on to one of the few rifles that they would have in this next round.
So Cirque's going to go ahead and pick up 2 very nice kills in the A site, and after he gets traded out, eUnited actually thinks the site's clear. I think they thought that there was a double-up long setup with only the op in top A, but actually Tarek was playing Goose the entire time, and he catches Cooper, who was going for the bomb plant, didn't even check the Goose area. So right off the bat, NRG, that side hold was theirs from the get-go. Great effort from them.
So I said it would have been one of the few rifles in this next round, but in fact it would have been the only rifle. eUnited get that scout again for Food. I've talked him up about it. Now he needs to deliver on my promise.
Very slow round out of eUnited. Again, drifting towards middle early on, looking for any peaks towards that middle area, just prodding themselves out.
Another dry peek. They just sneak their way into mid right now, setting up a little crossfire, but that's a defensive crossfire just to make sure that they can start to eke their way around this corner. They don't have any smokes to try and do this, so maybe they're just looking for an early kill because it's virtually suicide to be able to go up through there and turn the corner one way or the other. But like I said, just looking for a kill, and they back right off.
They actually caught Daps throwing a flash into B tunnels there, so a little bit of timing there getting Daps killed. But we do have Tarek right now aggressing towards this long area, and Moose is going to find a nice 1D onto him to open up this long part of the map.
Pick up some guns. Right now the B site's been abandoned. Ethan's coming across through CT. He's going to have to deal with Cooper, who's trying to catch the rotations. Breeze is going to be just underneath at the boost position. Sprays down a quick 2. Cirque finds the next. And without having serious firepower or any utility, eUnited were trying to make one of the most dangerous crosses on this map.
And not only that, they ran up to the cross point, so the sound audio cue was going off there, and all the NRG players heard it essentially stop right there. And then we saw arms peeking out around the corner.
Well, I think they were going for a run boost. I think
they were, but in my opinion, well, I mean, at the end of the day, they call their shots, right? But running right up to that point of the long exit and then stopping, that pretty much gave away to the A guys, you know, what was going on. And you actually saw Breeze start peering out, start looking out and towards that long area because he knew that they were either waiting to do something or maybe executing with smokes. Very fast towards mid as Vanity and Marky both open up the map.
There you go. Straight through. I mean, they're not hesitating at all. They're just playing fast. This is similar to how they got some success before yesterday against the Renegades. Was just playing really speedy and making sure that they were able to upset NRG's flow. Maybe if you can get in there and just pry a wedge between both the A and B sites, they don't have a choice on any kind of retake. You can see Breeze is at CT now. Not a chance to come across that. There's not enough information. eUnited is still spread. They could actually catch these guys, NRG, and there would only be a handful of rounds that they would have of money in the bank. The two players that are alive, Cirque and Breeze, both have $6,000 some, so holding on to these weapons ensures that there would be a rifle round in the next. However, if they lose them, it might be a quick string of rounds for eUnited.
It does look like eUnited right now about to peek onto Cat. Oh, Cirque just unscopes to look towards long right now. Doesn't look like eUnited want to pressure this too much as Moose is pushing up towards long. I don't think he's been spotted. Now he has. As he gets legged, he too will fall back.
Yeah, it's interesting. The Cat team fell back, and now the Long team fell back. Both teams just disengaged from that.
They were looking for some easy kills, I think.
Yeah, no further bloodshed on that one, interestingly enough. I mean, eUnited want to protect what little nest egg that they have themselves. Keeping everybody alive would be nice, because now they could afford to lose a couple rifles in the following rounds.
Here's that entry kill by Marky as well as Vanity to just pretty much cement the round as soon as they get those kills. Like you mentioned, during the round, splitting off, creating that wedge between B and A, almost, you know, it guarantees you the round win, as the CTs will be hard-pressed to retake.
Yeah, I think Food may have just gotten stabbed. I don't think NRG were firing through the mid doors, but Food down into the mid-50s.
It's a little bit of love tap.
Yeah, it's a shame. Might have even slowed eUnited down. They were trying to get a pick off of mid early, and if you're going to do that, you're not going to be playing most of the part with eUnited having success in the previous round quickly.
Just looking at this round right now, eUnited slowing down the pace after finding success in that very, very fast mid-split that they pulled off. Right now, though, just leaning towards long as we see three members of the eUnited side faking mid right now and moving back over towards the long A part of the map.
Yeah, they've actually done mid to Bs quite a bit, but most of the times it's not really... It started off with any of these smokes. They have two smokes down here. Daps is just on the inside of this wall.
Ooh, this is a
for
good
boost up over the top. Catch the CT if he would be hanging out on the other side of this box. Nobody's home. They're flirting with this. I mean, they're in mid right now, but the rest of eUnited is out towards their spawn, towards the long doors. Marky gets this kill. Now, what do you do with this?
Well, picking up that first kill, but Tarek actually evening it out with the kill onto Vanity. Now it's going to be on Breeze towards long to actually make something happen for his team. He's calling it out. Tarek's on his way now. Can Breeze hold this down? He's got two. And no flash coming in from his team as Tarek takes down the third. Great round out of NRG, and they're right back on.
Dap says, I didn't even know that was a thing. He's referencing to the...
Marky boost.
The Marky boost.
Yeah, I mean, it was really unorthodox.
It was the opposite side, if anybody didn't catch it. Where they are in CT spawn now, there's that box just ahead of them on the screen. There's the CT defending side, and then the opposite side would be where Marky was sitting on the other side of that box.
All right, and a timeout coming in from eUnited right now. I assume they're just trying to slow it down, gather their laurels, try and just figure out what is happening to them right now. Tarek, 12-3, Dallas.
Yeah.
Great start for him.
Putting good numbers. Really, the rest of the team's putting up good numbers. Between the remaining 4 players for NRG, it's either 5 or 6 kills apiece.
Exactly. Everybody's coming forward today. Everybody's putting in the effort to make this happen. And, you know, a 7-1 scoreline right now as we near the end of their CT campaign, that's exactly where you want to be.
Yeah, we're right at the end of the first quarter, and we'll get into the second and start to see how this shapes up. CTs use smoke to get across. They safely do so, leaving a 2-1-2 defense as they had done early on. eUnited think about going fast in the mid doors, but a Molotov stops them dead in their tracks, and we'll start to settle in for what is probably just a slower execute for eUnited. NRG recognized that, well, eUnited got good work done when they played quick, so let's just play those mollies, make sure that they can't play as fast as they want to.
eUnited right now has made their way up Catwalk, Dallas. Very slow still within the round here, and we are going to actually see Cirque moving back towards this game helper area just to try and make something happen, or car as it's changed to in CSGO.
It's a much better car than it was before the Dust2 remake. And this is a really strong position. An op right here is so good, but he's in actually a slightly atypical position. He's on top of the car, so elevated at that point.
So the big difference in this round for this execute is going to be Cirque is going to be solo here. We don't have Tarek in top A to really pick up those frags. Cirque's going to miss the first one as well, but here comes Tarek from CT spawn. Cirque now picking up one as well, and we're going to see the bomb most likely go down here. Cirque in a great position to pick up one more.
Yeah, and he is only forced back by a flashbang. What makes that position so strong for an Opera car is the help that Ethan was providing at long doors. He doesn't have to worry about anybody coming from behind. Now we're going to go into phase 2, and it might not be a very long phase 2. It'll be a retake. Nice flashbang. Did not know that was a thing. I'm sure it wasn't intended, but we'll get to that in a second. Marky won't survive. I think that flashbang bounced off the top of a sign and stayed elevated up above the site, which is pretty cool.
Great passive play from Cirque there. Picks up his initial frags, falls off there. Daps actually forces a Molotov in spawn.
Cirque's shooting the sign. He's like, I threw this flashbang, it bounced off the top of the sign. But yeah, that's that position from Cirque. It's so easy to do that fire and fade and fall back just a little bit more and force those tees. They have to keep coming around. It's such a long road around short in all reality when there's an Opera at car. It's similar to how Inferno plays when you have an Opera playing on the arch side. He can fire and fall back to the next position, fire and fall back to the next position.
Exactly.
But the thing is on Dust2 or by car is you're still out in the open when you're doing that. On Inferno, you're finding the next corner.
8-1 is our scoreline now. eUnited picking up the pace once again very quickly towards lower B. It does look like we're going to see Vanity with a pop flash for them out towards middle here momentarily. And there it is. The Molotov's down. That's going to hold back eUnited just slightly here. Tarek playing on the other end of this. Ethan now with a pop flash for Tarek. And there it is. Oh! Great kill from Marky, though.
Fresh smoke, Animali coming in. Food swings out. He was the wounded player, but Marky, even as healthy as he was, wasn't able to secure that next one. Cooper gets that kill, but we've seen this time and time again from eUnited. They get some success in mid. Great check from Moose right there. But eUnited getting success in mid, and then they fall back. That all started when Food got that one scout shot up towards the B site. And they just don't really utilize a full mid to B strategy. Now it's going to end up with a 2v3 retake. NRG's money is decent. They should be able to afford something of value in the next round, especially if they're able to come out of it with more weapons.
Big kill from Breeze to make this retake actually have a possibility here. Vanity getting blind as well is going to get Breeze his second. It's all onto Moose.
Wow,
and Breeze gets three.
A retake. 2v3 into the B site on Dust2. That is easier said than done.
Cooper made a little bit of a decision there where he, instead of staying in the B tunnels portion of that B site, he decided to walk a little bit further up, actually look towards Lauren while walking. That's when Breeze caught him off. After that, Cirque with a great pop flash into the site gives Breeze his second.
Yeah,
and by that time, it's all onto Moose.
Hopefully we get to see Breeze's re-entry here. The flashbang comes in, pops, and Moose goes in. Vanity blind as a bat at that point. Not hiding behind anything. There's no cover. There's no way to extend that round. eUnited just needed that bomb to continue ticking, no matter how many bodies it cost, but NRG just overwhelmed them.
eUnited very quickly towards Cat once again here. We are going to see too heavy towards long with a little bit of support coming in from Ethan. Actually, all four members of NRG really playing towards this A site right now, as even Ethan drifting into CT spawn, really favoring the A side.
Yeah, it's interesting. NRG caught wind of something to change their default, and really it's been straightforward, but having 4 players to the A site this early is peculiar. A Breeze kill on Vanity costing him just 60 HP is more than valuable because Cirque can hold down from this ramp position, especially with all the extra hands on deck to the A site. Moose has been performing for a couple rounds right now, but still playing from behind, especially so that the scoreline's 9-1, starting to shape up like a 10-1. But finally, does eUnited aggress with some success into the B site? We'll see if Daps has something to say about it.
Daps now able to make a little bit of contact, though, not being able to pick up this kill as Cooper takes him down. The bomb will be moving into the site right now. We still have a lurk in Moose towards middle as well here, so look for him to come alive in the post-plant scenario.
Yeah, how patient is Moose right now? Can he hear the footsteps cross him? He knows that there's one already up towards the B site. He hears the second one coming around, and Cirque checks it. So we're into a man advantage for NRG. They were in a man disadvantage when they tried to retake into the B site before, and still did it. So they've got some time to play with, too. Cooper's going to try and set up a pop flash for Marky to come through the window. There's the pop. He is unsuccessful, so now it's Cooper with an off tucked in behind the car. This is a real difficult spot. He'll duck and cover, looking for the next. He needed that next chance shot through the smoke, and they just wrap wide on him instead. So another successful round for NRG. eUnited have been at max loss bonus for quite some time, considering they only got that one round. It was, what, 6 in a row first for NRG, and now we've got another string of 4 in a row. But we do have 3 bomb plants in a row for eUnited.
Yeah, I almost feel like Cooper had an opportunity to win that after he got the first kill playing by closet and B there, but when he actually looked down to cover his head, he pulled out his smoke, and that delay time between pulling out the smoke, getting the op back out, allowed the NRG players to actually wrap around him, pick up an easy kill on an unsuspecting Cooper, and eUnited, well, they've got their work cut out for them here, Dallas. Ooh,
great damage. They
damage.
both took equal damage, both in the low 20s. Now the rifles start to pop off towards long A. Food wraps up 3. That's going to be a wide open A site, and I know Cirque is floating around in mid somewhere, probably knowing that Ethan is the anchor to the B side as well. eUnited should have the pedal to the metal at this point.
eUnited don't have any more smokes for Cross here, just Molotovs, just a couple flashes. So actually Marky is going to actually win them the round. Coming up catwalk there, I'm sure they weren't expecting that. Cirque's able to pick up 1, but this round should be all but over.
So fast.
Cirque picking up his second makes this 1v2 a possibility.
I mean, Moose committed his life just to lateral the bomb ahead to get it planted up there. So 1v2 for Cirque with money overflowing right now on the NRG's side. They'll have enough for rifles in the next, so there's no reason not to try this. You've already had a great CT side. Why not add a little bit more? Cirque swings out. Cooper's responsible at car, taking that position we said was so strong for Cirque before. eUnited mark up a second tally.
Honestly, I was betting all on Cirque there. It looked like he was feeling it enough to win that round. Just the way things are going for NRG, it seems like they can't make any mistakes possible. Every frag they want is going their way for the most part. And I do believe going into this round now, looking at NRG here, their money's almost shot after that round loss. So this is a big round. We're seeing the economic neutrality hit between both these teams. Whoever wins this round will either be forced onto a save or a force buy.
Well, if eUnited get a bomb plant here, they still have quite a bit of loss bonus in their favor. So this round would hurt NRG more than eUnited, other than the fact that you're down 10-2. Yeah, you can't really afford to lose any more from eUnited's side. Economically speaking, it might not matter, but when the half resets and your money means nothing, it's going to be trouble. Smoke perfectly timed for Daps just as soon as eUnited was starting to think about flirting with the idea for a B take.
Moose almost catches that right there, as he is going to be going off to smoke towards that B area right now. We are going to see a lurkin towards middle from Vanity. After Moose's smoke lands, he is going to make his way out right now. And B being pressured, Moose gets the kill onto Breeze as the rest of eUnited moving out onto B site.
Super unexpected. Oh my goodness, speaking of unexpected, Daps just jumps right into the crosshairs of Food and surprises him.
Save.
It's a 2v4, and yeah, a save is possible here. B site's tough, and yeah, Tarek starts to go downhill, because already Cirque having the big green gun will stay over towards that A site.
Moose has still lurked his way out towards long. He hasn't moved from this position, so it's going to be interesting to see if he actually ends up looking for the kill onto Cirque here, or if even Tarek stays alive, as he's still around those mid doors, and if Moose comes on down that middle, he could find a very easy kill onto him.
Just got to make sure you don't step on a landmine if you're Tarek. Choosing one way or another could mean certain death. So he's actually staying quite stationary. He's tucked himself into a pretty strong position in the lower tunnels. And I doubt that we'll see any further friction on this round. But eUnited getting rounds when they absolutely matter. Towards the end of this half, when you're in such a dire situation, you're heading into the top of the 14th, and you're down 10-3, you need to win out.
And that's that money loss bonus in their corner right now. And this is this B hit right here from Marky.
Surprise, surprise.
Great shot onto the back plat player to really just cement the B side in their favor. But look for Cirque this round. Look for that op to either get fast-catted, maybe push up the B tunnels, maybe even go for that mid pick very early on here, because I imagine if you're NRG, you want to get these initial picks. And yeah, it does look like that op is drifting towards B. Look for Cirque to get aggressive in those tunnels.
It's almost wild to push an op this direction, especially when it's only a pistol, a USP right behind you.
It's a great tight angle that if Cirque can get this first kill, he can get out without having any trouble in front of him here. Marky towards lower right now, should be time for this peek, and ooh, Cirque puts the 50 caliber bullet into his back.
Ethan's like, Mr. President. No, jumps out in front, clouds the view, and with that off presence known in the B tunnels, eUnited strike quickly towards the A site. Only pistols this side, and Tarek is retreating out of this A site with his FAMAS.
Actually picking up Marky, so that's an AK down towards the top mid right now as Ethan runs up looking for it. He is going to be taken down, but it does look like Tarek's coming to reinforce that so they can maybe, possibly pick up this AK.
I mean, they're a man ahead right now with that shot from Cirque. They just have to worry about Moose because they know he was somewhere around here. He's been floating around. He's actually retreated all the way back towards long A. And you have a very high-density position from eUnited, but they've already come around catwalk so quickly. Cirque gets the kill from that side, but you already had a CT over towards the Ninja side. 1v2 right now. Cirque misses the shot over the dome, and I think it was Food there, and that was his last parting gift. He'll retreat out.
He's looking for him. Unable to get him, though. Cirque already towards the T-spawn area, exiting B tunnels. He's going to be able to save that up. But eUnited, a very, very close round for them right there. That could have gone very easily in the hands of NRG.
Yeah, with NRG having a man advantage. Though they still had, I think, 2 of those players having USPs, so it was still a tough spot to try and come back from. Good round for eUnited. Like I said, they needed to win out this half. They've won 3 in a row right now. If they can get this just last one, they can. It's still a really, one of their darkest hours so far, I would say, in this tournament. But they need everything they can get. Scraps.
An exceptional performance out of Cirque this first half. 16-4 is what he's sitting at. And it looks like we've got a fast B coming out. Daps to get the first kill here. Cirque, he's going to throw the counter flash in, help Daps just a little bit more, and now look for his frags himself.
eUnited train wrecked up front. The flashes are stopping him. An uncharacteristic miss from Cirque actually loses his own life and Ethan's because of this. That'll even things out to a 2-2, or sorry, a 3-3. And there's a long flank coming. Can Breeze get here in time? He'll have control of the B tunnels, and eUnited need to be able to get themselves reset on this site. Find your hidey holes, get to the back plat, get to car, and it seems like NRG has given them just that much breathing room. Breeze now is position known in the tunnels. Nobody needs to peek this angle right now. The grenades coming and doing chip damage. There's a pop flash, but Marky was in transition to jumping on the boxes. eUnited are fine with this. Let them fumble a bit. Let them think about how they want to do this retake. They need the time on their favor.
This is a hard retake now. Bomb's timer almost all the way down here as Marky takes down Tarek on the retake now. Moose will take down Breeze as well, and Daps, well, gets knifed by Vanity.
That was 1v3. It was risky. I don't think it was getting close to the point where defusing a bomb would have been tough. But yeah, knife round. Punctuation mark at the end of the half. 10-5 favored to NRG. What a strong start from them, though. That's really what the statement was. It was, what, out of the first 11 rounds? It was 11-1 is what the score was.
All right. As we wait for the second half to start right now, NRG 10-5 is our scoreline, and it's looking really nice. We're going to go to a quick break, guys, but when we get back, we got the second half action for you. EPL Season 9.
On my own, when you spill that ramen coke on my t-shirt, yeah, your eyes made it difficult to get my baby. And the next thing I knew, we were so ready to give in, skin to skin on that baseline. Ooh, you give me that high pitch feel, baby. We shared
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for the second half between eUnited and NRG. NRG just gave them a whooping in that first half. It's 10-5, and they did it on the difficult side of Dust2.
It was almost like they started off with the whooping. They were like, you know what, you guys, we're just going to bully you to start this off. And then towards the end, they kind of felt bad, and they were like, we'll let you get back into this here. eUnited with some great final rounds within that first half to make it happen right now. But NRG, to begin this round, will be sending the bomb towards B, just lurking out in those tunnels, while the 3 other members go for a very quick cat take to just pull some CTs over towards the A bomb site.
Cooper's holding the angle that he would want to hold with an AWP, this time with the USP. Could still reach out and hit you without that head armor in play. Cirque is going to be your point man rounding the corner, seeing that somebody's holding his position. And down to 6 HP. A stiff breeze will be able to knock him down. Hopefully it is not breeze that does it.
All right, and it does look like NRG is going to favor a mid to B split right now, as Tark does have the bomb, as well as the smoke. Cirque with that 6 HP, able to take down Vanity, and out the doors they go here. Daps able to take down Moose. Here's the smoke towards CT as Breeze takes down Food towards A side. It's all on Marky.
They can move anywhere they want at this point. They're getting kills everywhere. A late push, I believe, from Ethan into the B site caught the last player at the B site, the anchor, off guard. And it was 11-5 now after the pistol round. Actually, don't think we've seen NRG lose a pistol round yesterday nor today.
It got a little bit scary within that pistol, though. They went for the initial cat fake, right? They drew some A players over. Vanity goes down in middle to some great shooting by Cirque's P250, and when they burst out the doors, they actually don't expect Moose to be there on the right side. Moose unable to pick up frags. That was a great shot from Daps. NRG ends up recovering the round, or really taking control of it throughout that point.
Stack up from eUnited. The last half, we saw eUnited lose the pistol round, force up a scout in the next round, and a scout again in the third round. This time they, though, tuck the tail between their legs and just play with virtually vanilla. They've got Marky with a couple flashbangs, excellent Xbox smoke, drops in, and eUnited won't be able to see much of anything in mid, just adding to the confusion, though they do put most of their eggs in the basket at the B site. They have 3 players at the site with 2 giving support in mid.
Yeah, this is essentially a B stack here. As NRG heads up towards Catwalk, we do see 2 players out long as well. NRG should be getting the bomb down uncontested here. They should be clearing out Cat momentarily, as well as the top of A. Moose, really the only close player towards these NRG players, and he's not going to find anything.
No, they've chosen poorly. The 50-50 gamble stack one way or the other. They now recognize after hearing the thousands of dollars of utility that NRG is expending on the A site that is abandoned just to make sure that they're thorough.
Ethan's about to have a lot of action on the other end of the smoke.
He knows there's one already stuck around him. Excellent transfer to the third. Soft, squishy targets, and now there's plenty of health coming around. Breeze wants some, and Tarek gets the last statement with the MAC-10. They had 2 MAC-10s that round. They only got that 1 kill, so they didn't really make all that much money on it. Really, what's important, though, is that they kept their armor. They kept their weapons. They did use a lot of money in utility just to make sure that A site's clean, but it was a good stack-up and a good fireworks show there on Catwalk.
Okay, and as we move into this gun round now, we are going to see Vanity with the UMP in favor of that utility. So he's got a Molotov, he's got a smoke, he's got flashes and nades. He's good to go for the round. We do see a 2-1-2 setup being played with a very heavy B early on here from eUnited.
Molotov stops the long A pressure right now. eUnited are not poking and prodding in any direction that we had seen NRG do early on in the first half. They're not trying to gain any map intel right now at all. They're just sitting in their default positions. The most advanced player would be Food right now, and he's still outside the double doors. Maybe he would hear somebody. Ethan's been boosted up on top of the boxes inside long A, which is interesting. So it looks like that's going to be an indication that they're just going to leave him as a sentry to make sure that eUnited can't leave that position and wrap backwards. But what would that indicate that NRG are thinking eUnited's going to do? If you're going to take the A site, why would you have a CT retreating all the way back, all the way around?
I mean, with the position of Ethan right now, he's going to have full control. He's going to be able to hear any rotators moving back to A. It's on Ethan to let his team really do the heavy lifting within the round, and then just come out at a late point right now, just creating a little bit of pressure, keeping those CTs concentrated on this long A area.
Interesting. I mean, there was no presence at car or catwalk or anything. So at a range, they're now taking these fights. They've got the first 2 frags, excellently done so. The bomb's just now starting to get planted, but eUnited are winning all of these duels. For having an open door into the A site, NRG are starting to bleed at every turn. Excellent shot from Breeze. He's going to be able to pick up maybe one more before he's overwhelmed himself. Honestly, that's a successful round for eUnited. For the way that that was shaping up, not having any defense on Catwalk, it looked like it was going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, and honestly, they got up into A. Yeah, they lost one player through that smoke. The CT spawn player that dropped, that was Daps, who initially dropped with the MAC-10. He got sprayed down through the smoke. But really, Ethan was going to be the pillar in that round. He went out a little bit early on his lurk there. He got caught by Food, who hadn't rotated the entire time. So that was a very unfortunate round for NRG to lose, but they've got plenty of money in the bank. They're going to buy up like that never happened. Let's see how this round unfolds for them.
Right now, Markey is the only player for eUnited side that's popping off. He's got 15 kills. The next fragger is Food on that crew at 9. Otherwise, NRG are virtually all together.
Very fast up Cat. Look at this. Cirque's already out in top A here, Dallas. 140 on the clock. He's ready to plant.
I mean, they learned something about the default defense from eUnited last round, how passive it is on Catwalk, so just run in there. However, without the scope, Cirque is unable to find the target of Food, and again, NRG, free access to the A site, and they're looking for a retake now for eUnited. They just have to defend this point, but man, this is a lurk and a half from Tarek.
Oh, the second he turns, though, Moose should be able to pick this one up, and there it is. Now Cooper coming up towards long, the retake taking place. Daps in the top A. Will be Breeze to start this defense off as Ethan goes down here, and Daps, the final member left. Can he do it 1v3? Unfortunately not. Vanity taking him down, and eUnited will get the defuse.
There you go. So NRG are seeing a hole in the defense, but eUnited are so comfortable with their retakes on the A site that that's all part of the plan.
Yes, indeed. eUnited looking very nice on the retakes right now. NRG, not a lot of money in their pockets here, Dallas, so they're going to opt to buy a couple pistols. Breeze is going to get a little bit of armor. Daps is going to throw some utility in his pockets. They're going to run off on this eco round and hope to do some economic damage to eUnited.
All right, so let's see what happens here. Got a good spawn for B for Cirque. He does have Ethan in tow behind him, but the bomb's actually been left back at T-spawn anyway, so I was thinking NRG might just go again for a bomb plant through Catwalk. That's not the case. They're now wrapping those players that went through the tunnels into the lower tunnels and maybe just try and brute force something out of mid. That's where Moose is going to be defending from right now. He's got the AUG, and he may have just seen the back end of Ethan crawling around that Xbox right now, but taking a sweet time. He'll find the first and the next half kill against Ethan as well. So the bomb's been recovered by NRG. They're going to try and at least force their will upon eUnited. It looks like towards the A site have Tarek having that Catwalk presence.
Good effort from Tarek. Just trying to make something happen there onto Cooper, unable to do so. The remaining members of NRG all going up this Catwalk right now as Food does take down Breeze. Ethan too shall fall to Cooper. Will Cooper get his third on the round? He will.
Making it look easy. Anti-ecos, nobody dies. Cooper ends up with 3 kills on that one, so eUnited are saving some money for a rainy day if it does come, because them catching up right now is actually ahead of the curve of if they were to make a comeback. I wouldn't have expected it to happen so quickly, but in my mind, it would have been when NRG has 13, maybe 14 rounds, then eUnited would put a spree together, but at that point, your back's against the wall. This is the excellent shots from Cooper. These anti-eco kills, it just makes him look easy, and you can see he still relies on his teammates for flashbangs.
Of course, of
So
course.
play
Why
it safe.
risk it, right? Exactly. But right now, it does look like eUnited favoring a little bit of a fast cat right now, as we are going to see Cooper as well as Food aggress towards this middle area. And actually, Food's going to keep this truck rolling right now, as Daps will be making contact with him, able to pick up the frag. Great little kill from Daps here to give his team the man advantage. And the rest of NRG out towards long A.
Change in strategy from eUnited is met perfectly by NRG, making sure that they even hadn't seen a fast cat yet, but they just met it as if it had been a default that eUnited had run before. Just holding that defense. Still Catwalk presence. Cooper has actually taken over this role, and he's slowly sneaking out a little bit wider, it seems. That the Xbox smoke's still there. He's confident that lower tunnels isn't a threat, but it actually is shortly enough when that fades, because Tarek's down there floating around.
And it does look like he's going to stay towards those lower tunnels, just completely play the lurk position for the rest of this half. Does look like Daps might be coming in to just flash him out middle, maybe create some presence towards that area. But overall right now, it's looking like NRG are going to favor that long. They're going to favor it very soon as the clock nears that 30-second mark.
Yep. Both the cross smokes go out. Long and short. Moose is here looking for the spray. Some luck. Markey is indicating that they are just now starting to cross. Catwalk presence owned by Tarek. And Moose playing in the smoke. He's been detected. Vanity now, last man standing, takes the first fight against Cirque, who was jumping up on top of the site's walls, trying to look down. His life is sacrificed for the information of where Vanity is. And Vanity, if he were to rotate one direction or another, it would take so long. So until he sits here for probably another 10 seconds, NRG then might start to look up towards Catwalk. Maybe he wrapped around and took a safer route. Vanity now coming up the elevator, jumping, selling his position, swinging out wide. Breezy, though, is chilling right there on the ramp.
Yeah, great little off angle by Breeze right there in that situation, but really, eUnited in that situation didn't have an answer for what NRG was doing. They split 2 points on the map. The 3-2-A split basically came in at the exact same time. Very well timed from NRG. They picked that round up in easy fashion. Yeah, they lost a couple frags and went down into the 2-on-1, but overall, NRG was in control for that whole time.
But eUnited are going to put the brakes on the train right now. They're going to try and stop any momentum from NRG as quickly as they can. It's a double off, but talking about momentum, NRG are running straight out long. They've taken 3 down first. Vanity will get the response. He is falling back. In the B tunnels, though, Dapp's unable to stop his double push into the B tunnels, and it's a 2v4 right now. eUnited doing successfully so with their double op setup, even though Cooper, I think, has just popped off with his first kill. The op's not having the best impact that you would expect with a double op, but it's still working nonetheless.
Yeah, Cirque left in this 1v4 situation, just creeping up towards long. He's not really spotting anybody as he moves towards the backside of this car, getting ready to peek out towards CT spawn. Spots ahead of Vanity here. Is he going to be able to pick this one up? Jumping on the box is going to give him...
I wish I was a little bit taller.
Yeah.
Wish I was a baller. Cirque just stands up on that one, puts himself on a pedestal, and only to get knocked down. They knew where he was, incidentally. Markey had pushed all the way around. He was actually in T-spawn coming around long A.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the trading on Cat there from Tarek. There's Moose, who thought he was playing in the smoke, but he was his butt, just a little bit of a big butt.
Only had his head in the clouds.
Exactly, exactly. Right now, though, eUnited trying to make a comeback happen. Still struggling a little bit with these confident round wins, but the last one, definitely what they needed now is NRG onto a full eco here. Just a couple of nades in their back pockets and food. Well, he's going to be pushing right towards those terrorists outside the long A area.
Yeah, he may have spotted Ethan in there. Drop a nade in. Tark that takes most of that damage. Now the casual spray through. It's doing a lot of chip damage, but he needs to put terrorists in the ground right now. And there's Moose. A 2-for-1, and now it's a yard sale out front. They got 1, and that's something, but it's not enough. eUnited still getting more money into their pockets because they have had NRG take a round away from them, kind of take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, but the way they avoided that was just having enough cash for that rainy day, and now that's exactly what they're doing again, preventing a detriment to their economy. Excellent couple kills right there from Moose.
Yeah, it was a great little bait from food as well, right? All the terrorists coming out, just trying to hone in on food there, take him down as quickly as they can. Moose comes in with the backup, actually starts it off with a double kill, and then picks up 2 more kills in the process to give eUnited their 10th, and actually cause NRG to take their first time out of the game, I do believe.
Yeah, this is, I think NRG, they won their matches both 16-9, both yesterday. So this is now eUnited putting NRG into new territory as they're still armed up, I mean, to the teeth. So these 3 rounds could quickly evaporate for NRG's lead, especially if they lose this round. They would have themselves getting into the 4 rounds loss bonus, and it's something, but it's not going to be enough unless they manage to get another bomb plant in here. Still, eUnited would be able to eclipse their opponent's firepower.
Tarek with the fast cat makes a little bit of contact with Cooper right there. Unable to pick up the frag, but the T's have taken cat control here, Dallas, so that's one part of the default that they don't have to worry about.
3-2 defense. That third player at long A. That's food, and he's up towards that platform. And NRG right now, their players are postured towards an A strike, but the bomb's still in the lower tunnels right now, probably just making sure that eUnited don't do what they did in the previous round and put those double players into the tunnels and remove that huge chunk of the map away from NRG.
I almost want to say that NRG is doing something similar to their pistol round, just creating a little bit of A presence, but end round is going to be looking towards a mid to B split to make something happen here, as the bomb is kind of telling of what they're planning on doing right now, leaving it towards that upper B area.
Utility favoring eUnited right now, I think, just by a bit, but that Doesn't help that your players are scattered between both bomb sites.
I think they're going to drop somebody in CT spawn and go for the mid-B split here.
Vanity's smoked off right now. If they go for this mid to B split, there it is. Tarek jumps down in through the smoke, almost able to find Vanity, but almost doesn't quite count it. He's finally taken down. The mid to B split comes through. The bombs through the upper tunnels right now, not quite encroaching onto the site, but now they get the extra kill against Marky. That's looking so much better. Moose misses his first shot. It's actually still a 2v2, and they have a window now while the bomb's being planted to try and keep the pressure up.
Very hard retake in front of NRG right now as they have no nades. They're going to be looking for a pick here to make something happen, stop this retake before it actually gets started here. Will be Food peering on in, and he picks up a frag onto Ethan. Cirque takes down Food. We're into a 1v1.
Op versus op on a retake. There's the shot. Cirque was swinging out wide while Cooper just zigs and zags, manages to come around as Cirque thought that angle was clean. eUnited keep that momentum moving, though it was a bomb plant and NRG has a lot of loss bonus right now. They could go for a pretty solid buy right now and keep eUnited on their heels.
I'm still caught up on that frag that Food got, running in, looking the opposite way of where he should have been. He actually has a disadvantage completely as we see the first shots getting fired from the NRG side, but Food pulls that off. Yeah, he gets traded up by Cirque, but that allots enough time for Cooper now to move into the site and get his idea going with the op.
Scout shot from Cirque was dangerously close. Smoke. Xbox clouds up everything for Moose. Still double op play for eUnited, so they had only one op surviving in the previous round. They're still able to buy up, but it does cost them quite a bit. You can see their utility is not even quite full. They've got the B tunnels about to be the recipe for success, or attempts so for NRG.
Marky here to defend. He's got a rotation coming in as well. Here comes the execute though, Dallas.
Yeah, Marky just behind the big box gets the first, swinging wildly. He manages a couple left and right connects, and nobody will fall for eUnited. So when they're winning rounds on their CT side, they're winning them very, very well, other than the 1-2 rounds ago where it came down to a 1v1. Other than that, it's usually 5 or 4 alive.
Right, what is NRG going to do at this point here? The comeback has happened from eUnited. 1 round away here, Dallas, from tying it up. And here's that lovely B-hole that we saw out of Food and Marky there, just putting a complete stop to anything NRG planned on doing in that site. Great effort from them.
So we got another round where it's going to be difficult for eUnited. Fast play. Daps streaming out, playing a little bit anti-flash, but Food comes out even wider than that around the corner smoke, and suddenly Daps is wondering where the rest of his team was. Again, Ethan comes out without actually there was a flashbang, may have only just barely caught the peripheral from Vanity, but it ends up still being a man advantage, and you have eUnited, after seeing this long A aggression, they do the exact same thing, putting both of their default B players through the tunnels.
But actually Cooper going down as Cirque just holding that long A side is able to get Cooper, who's looking to help his teammate out in Food. Food now isolated towards the pit. No real HP on him as he's sitting on 11. It's going to be on this flank, who just got taken down by Cirque, who was just so aware at that point.
He was. Well, I think NRG noticed that since they slowed down, they have to worry about everything around them. And you saw they huddled up. They just sat still, and eUnited actually poked and prodded from multiple angles. They won 2 of those, and that leaves Marky alone. Doesn't need the scope, but Cirque had already dialed him in. NRG take that round away from him. So hyper-aggression into long A, very, very quick for NRG. Nets eUnited the man advantage, but eUnited trying to mobilize on the aspect of how many players they saw on long A actually backfires.
All right, 14-12 is our scoreline. eUnited spending every little last bit of dollar that they had in their pockets to buy up into this round and keep it off a tie right now. If NRG can pull off this round, eUnited going into what could be the final round of this first match will be very hard-pressed to get real guns in their pockets.
Got Vanity wounded as he was crossing the mid doors, jumping across. And still double op play for eUnited, but you're right. They buy to the bottom of the barrel at this point. If they lose this round, they are going to have peanuts into the next round. So their default as it is, we see Food. He's just on the outside of these double doors at point-blank range. He does have the AUG, so even head armor, he'll be able to penetrate that and get the one-shot kill if they go that direction.
Is Dab's going to be able to get this frag? No, Cooper positioned very nice towards this catwalk area, able to take down Dabs, give his team the man advantage right now. Long A being hit, Food able to pick up 1. Quickly traded out by Breeze, however, and we're into a 3-on-4 situation.
All right. Sights are set 2-2 right now. There always seems to be a lurk one way or another for either of these teams. And that lurk right now is in Ethan's control. He's still at mid while his teammates push over towards long A. And Cooper's holding the shallow angle near the boost position back into the A site. But how effective can Ethan be catching these CTs, trying to wrap back around? It looks like they're about to take their first fight. Ethan skirmishing with Marky, but he can't get his spray under control in time. Cooper just needs to slow them down, but it forced to fall back without any cat control. The cross, though, is still going to be so dangerous. There's no smokes on NRG's side. They're just going to try and cloud this field of view up with flames.
They do have a couple flashes, and there's the flashes being thrown in Cooper's face. Moose does pick up Cirque while crossing, though, but still, the flash disables Cooper, essentially, allows them to cross, allows them to get the bomb down now. And eUnited in this 3v2 retake look to be all separated right now. Actually, no. They're doubling up towards long, and they're going to send Cooper towards CT.
Okay, so where's the op at? Breeze's op is pointing towards long now. He's fading back and forth. Considering they just don't have enough bodies in play, it's going to be Breeze alone. Swaps over from the op to the AK and gets back towards the cat side of the plant site. Take a 1v1 again, now into a 1v1. He's got the fight, but Vanity takes him down. They were both so wounded.
Breeze ran out of ammo.
Did he really? Oh,
Breeze
he picked up that AK
ammo.
off the ground.
Yeah, he picked up an AK. He ran out of ammo in that situation. But still, eUnited, great retake once again here to get them 13 on the board. NRG, they've got another buy in front of them. It'll be interesting to see, though, if they opt to kind of save, maybe buy some armor, a couple pistols, and then see where they go from there.
eUnited just averted disaster. In all honesty, if they lost that round, I feel like they lost the game.
Yeah,
so
100%. I mean, anything can happen, of course, right? Pistols can always do damage in CSGO, but at the same time, going up against NRG with those AKs, with the AWPs, they would have been hard-pressed to actually make that happen. But great round out of eUnited. They're going to be within one of tying this one up.
It's been a long stretch.
A long road.
This was, what, was it 10-1 or 11-1? NRG has been on a real dry spell from the tail end of the first half. That's when eUnited started to put things back together. No, it was a 10-5 half.
Yeah, it was.
So yeah, that was it.
And tail end of the first half.
And eUnited won 4 in a row at the end of that half. So they have really been on a real good tear right back into NRG, and both teams have been able to do that on their CT side.
United favoring a heavy B right now, and you know what? It's not too bad of a call, as we're going to see 4 members of the terrorist side moving over towards that B area of the map here. We do have a little bit of aggression here as Vanity's pushed up towards those B tunnels, and we see a fast mid to B come out from NRG.
Yeah, right through those tons, but there's Cooper. Actually hits a shot. That may have just been a chance shot through the smoke. Marky now popping off with that next kill.
Oh my goodness.
UMP. Everybody's trading. It's a yard sale inside of the B site. Down to a 2v1.
Breeze.
Cooper is left alone with a difficult site to get into and a more difficult weapon to even use at that. But he recognizes that I think it was Breeze went through the tunnel, so he goes quickly into the window and he takes that first fight. I thought he would go Daps first, but Daps from underneath picks up that frag, and NRG, just as eUnited was about to bring it broadside, they stiff arm them and they maintain that lead, and they've secured the OT.
Breeze in that situation caught a flash to the face, falling back, spraying his AK, picks up the kill to turn it into a 1v2. That was great out of him, and that's exactly what NRG needed to almost cement that round. Of course, it came down to the 1v1 in the end after Cooper takes down Breeze towards the B tunnels, but really, the way that round played out was all because of Breeze's kill towards that middle area. If Breeze goes down off that flash, just becomes the last member in sight in a 2v1 situation. Very hard for him to win that.
So NRG do the same thing, quickly into the tunnels and then wrap through their lower tunnels and sit. Now they're just looking to play for picks. They recognize that eUnited's money is shot, and it's going to be buying whatever they could manage to cobble together, pool their resources together. So there's no sense in running headlong into some pistols that are guaranteed to be on the field at this point. Just play smart. We've seen NRG play really intelligently. Even on sites that are completely abandoned, they use all the utility in the world to ensure that they're clean.
Food looking for that pick towards the long doors, actually gets taken down by Breeze, who picks up his second onto Cooper now, opening up the long A part of the map.
Only 3 players left, all with pistols. 2 of them have the 50 cal over towards the B tunnels. Moose is inside the smoke again, just on the other side of that one. Ethan is also in there, coughing, but in fact, I believe Moose has passed him. Yeah. Ethan comes back and checks the corner, and it's going to be an execute into the A site right now with Vanity coming up from underneath. Such a difficult position coming from CT and trying to climb this hill. He gets the first. Now getting into the more defensible side. He's at the ramp. Is there a weapon to be picked up from? There is not. NRG managed to secure the W after a dominant first